Welcome back to the MTG Seal. Tonight was the first night of draft weekend for Hour of Devastation, and I decided to go to it, try it out. This was the first time I ever drafted, and I thought I would make a little video showing what I drafted, the deck that I made, and talk a little bit about drafting because I've never done that on the channel before, mostly because I've never done it before. So it was a fun experience for sure. I would say try it out. The place that I went to, everyone was fine with like a casual atmosphere. There wasn't anybody who was, I don't know, really a diehard about it. So everyone kind of helped you out, learn what you're doing, and then you drafted. And for those of you who don't know, you get 3 booster packs. In this case it's 2 booster packs of Hour of Devastation, 1 of Amonkhet. The place that I went to, they only did Hour of Devastation. It was just, I don't know if they just wanted people requested more of the new cards, or if they didn't have any more Amonkhet packs on hand. I'm not sure, but I was fine with it because it's fun to open up the new cards. And on the draft weekend, just for participating, you get, that's too far, promo card. In this case it was the Ramunap Excavator. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's a cool card. It's a good card, I think. The alternate art on it's very nice, and it's foil, which is cool. So to start, I'll go through my deck. I went with red, blue. I started out with white, and I wasn't getting many cards. I found out both people beside me were going white-black. I'll show you the cards that weren't in my deck as well, and you'll probably see why I wanted to go white-black and why I wasn't able to is because they were pulling most of the cards. They didn't get all of them, of course. They were taking the ones that they wanted more. I think this is our first rare, so I'll stop. It's Kefnet's Last Word. Gain control of target artifact, creature, or enchantment. Lands you control don't untap during your next step. I don't like the fact that your lands don't untap, but it's 4 mana to take control of a creature. I didn't use it on an artifact or an enchantment, but the creature definitely saved me in 2 games, so that's good. But yeah, I wasn't really planning on going red. I was thinking maybe white, blue, a little bit more control, since this is a little bit slower format than Amonkhet was, and since all 3 packs were from Hour of Devastation, I thought white-blue might be good, and my first couple pulls were white-blue. These empty ones are where I had my lands. I took the basic lands from the card shop, and you should always return them. I sometimes forget, but I try to remember. I'll go through a little bit more of the cards themselves. Here's a second rare, Champion of Wits. This is a great card. You get to draw cards based off of its power, and you have to discard 2 cards, but it has Eternalize on it, so yeah, at first you pull 2, get rid of 2, but if you're looking for something specific, Magmaroth was the one that I didn't show, or almost skipped, I should say. So yeah, I won my first match 2-1, and then I lost the next 2 matches 0-2 and 0-2, which is pretty terrible, but I had fun. I got, really mana locked was my biggest problem. My very last game I had to mulligan down to 4 cards just to find a land. I had 16 lands in here. It worked out fine my first couple games, and for some reason I just couldn't draw the lands after that. We'll go through the other cards that I took. I had a lot of aerial guides because honestly this card worked out great for me when it was available to use, I should say. You attack with it, it's a 3 mana for a 2/2 flying. That's not bad stats on its own, but when you attack with it, another target attacking creature gains flying. This is pretty big and limited, I'd say, because not only do you get one flyer, you get two flyers right off the bat, and if you pair it with something like, say, I don't know, Spellweaver Eternal. I guess you want Spellweaver Eternal on the ground because of Prowess and Afflict. It's a great combo on the card, especially on a common card. What am I looking for in here? Sorry about that. Yeah, Eternal of the Harsh Truths. This is a great card to pair up with your Aerial Guide because if you give this flying, it's most likely not going to get blocked. So it's not going to have the Afflict occur, but you're going to be able to draw a card every time you attack. So that's a great combo. I think one of my problems was I didn't have a lot of synergy in this deck. But play a little more and you learn. So yeah, at first I wanted to go white, so I was trying to get white because like Dauntless Aven I think is an excellent card limited as well, especially if you're exerting cards because you get to untap them. So rather than being tapped for 2 turns, it automatically becomes untapped that very turn. Scourge Champion is a very good card for limited. You gain life equal to its power, and it also has Eternalize. And this Eternalize cost is actually one of the cheaper in this format. So 4 mana to bring a 4/4 out, and you gain 4 life. It's, I think, a great card. An Overwhelming Splendor. This is the first, from the first pack that I opened. It's an 8 mana cost, which is pretty high for this limited format, but the power's pretty crazy on it. You enchant a player, the creature's enchanted player controls lose all abilities and have base power of toughness of 1/1. And you pair that with like Fervent Paincaster, where you can exert it to do 1 damage to a target creature. You're just going to take complete control of the board. And also enchanted player can't activate abilities that aren't mana abilities or loyalty abilities. So there's a lot of power to this card, and it can really just shut down a game for your opponent. But I went away from white and didn't include it. And then here is one of my other packs. I can't remember if it was second or third, had Razaketh in it. At this point I knew I wasn't going black, but I really wanted this card, so it was kind of a waste of a pick, but I don't know, I think it's worth it to get this mythic. Earlier on I pulled these 2 Torment of Scarabs and Grind to Dust because they're powerful cards. I mean, the Torment of Scarab, the longer it stays on the board, the much more damaging it's going to be. It's going to help you take control of the game. But like I said, I just wasn't getting black or blue cards, or black or white cards my way, so I chose to deviate more towards red and blue. It didn't work out too well for me, but it's still a lot of fun. So for the rest of this video, I picked up a couple booster packs and we'll just go ahead and open them. I thought about kind of showing what you need to do with draft, but we'll just go through them. I will just kind of go through the commons. You guys are probably fairly familiar with this deck. And then we'll do like we have in the past on this channel where we highlight uncommons and the rare. Maybe we'll get lucky and get a foil too to show off. The first uncommon is Appeal to Authority. I've only really studied these cards based off the limited format, so that's what I'm judging them based off of. This one I'm not too thrilled with. It's low mana cost, which is nice, both cards. Although the bad part is both cards are sorcery, so there's that. Liliana's Defeat. I think these defeat cards are probably the best thing you can have in your sideboard, because to main deck it, you really count on your opponent having this specific color, but to sideboard it, you can bring it in on game 2, and they're usually, I think most are 1 mana. Jace's I know is 2, I can't remember what Nissa's is, but yeah, they do a lot of damage to this specific color. A Braid, this is another great card for limited. I wish I could have pulled these in my pre-release pack, honestly. A Braid is 2 mana, instant, to deal 3 damage to target creature or to destroy a target artifact. The mana cost is low for both of these options, and they're both great options. I think it's a really good card. Hollow one, it's 5 mana, and it costs 2 less to cast for each card that you cycled this or discarded this turn. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of this card, but I'm sure that it has its reasons you'd want it. Also, I was surprised during my openings I had 2 mythics to grab out of 3 packs. Another Torment of Venom. I like the Torment cards a lot in this set. I'm not sure how you guys feel about them, but if it's a one use like Torment of Venom, it can hurt, but it's not going to be like a game-ending effect. But once they start stacking up a couple of turns, it can be very devastating. Where are we at? Okay, here's Nissa's Defeat. Okay, so yeah, Nissa's is a 3 mana cost, and this one probably is, I'd say, the worst one out of the 3. It's 3 mana cost, and it's either a forest, an enchantment, or green planeswalker. The ones that target creatures are definitely better. Vizier the True. This is another great card for limited. Exert it, and you can tap a creature an opponent controls. Vizier the Anointed. I passed this one up just once, I think. I didn't have any Eternalize at the time, and I didn't want to waste it. We got Kefnet's Last Word. So another. You guys saw that already. These Eternalized tokens look really cool, I think. The artwork's awesome on most of them. We'll open up our 3rd and last booster pack. So yeah, with 2 wins, or 1 win and 2 losses, I didn't win anything from the prize pool, but it was still fun to get out there and play. Get through to our uncommons. Here we go, another defeat card. Gideon's. This is just Exile, which is even better in this format. Target white creature that's attacking or blocking. We've got one of the uncommon deserts. I'm not a huge fan of these, but they definitely help out. I mean, it's kind of an added effect you can use whenever you need to. Banewhip Punisher, I think this one's a great card. 3 mana. When it enters a battlefield, you may put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Then you pay a swamp, sacrifice this creature, and you destroy a target creature that has a -1/-1 counter on it. And Imminent Doom. This is a rather unfortunate rare. If you guys are finding use with it, that's awesome, but overall, I don't think it's a very good card. I think you have to have your hand just right. I mean, this is coming on turn 3. You've probably already cast a 1 and a 2. You might not have those in your hand at this point. And so, it's probably going to sit there for a while, not doing anything, and you really have to ramp it up to do some decent damage with it. But yeah, so those are the cards. I don't know if anybody else has been able to go out to the draft this weekend, or if you're planning on doing it later. This was the Friday night, so hopefully I can get this video up quicker than I have in the past, so that you guys can see the content. And let me know what you think about how this is setting up to be as far as limited format, and how you think it fits in standard and modern. I've ordered booster box and a bundle, so when those come in we'll get some more videos out. I'm probably going to change up how I do the videos this time. I'm thinking of, rather than us building decks and fighting against each other, I might just crack 6 packs and then actually discuss why I'm building the deck, and pros and cons of cards that I'm weighing in on putting in or leaving out. If you guys have other suggestions, make a comment and I'd be happy to put them in. I might look up some other options too as to what would be a good idea for some sealed content. But yeah, that's where we're at. Hour of Devastation got released tonight officially. And get out there and try it out. Drafting was a lot of fun. If you haven't done it before, I definitely suggest it. And let me know how you guys do with your drafts.